What's up, Internet world?
Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour.
We are joined with our special guest today, Brother C Productions. And I want to say thanks for coming down.
Hi, guys.
Hey, yeah, we're stoked to be here.
Introduce yourselves.
I'm super excited to be here.
I'm more
actually.
excited than you are
Oh,
to be here.
really?
Yeah, very
Interesting.
excited. My name's Cole.
And I'm Darren.
Right on, right on. And if it's your first time tuning in, this is called Shootin' the Shit. And this is where we present each other topics and we discuss them, and no one knows what the topics are. So, shall we just talk about what happened this weekend?
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
We flew in from Victoria to the River Rats Festival, and we brought all our film gear, and we shot the whole thing. It was epic.
It was epic.
It was so epic. There were so many good bands. This town's got a great energy, and everybody is so nice, and it was just a great experience. I've never done a full festival from beginning to end.
Full
Yeah.
frontal, full frontal.
It was a
frontal.
full frontal
Now,
festival.
for those who don't know, when you say shoot, and this is Alberta, you don't
Yeah,
mean
you don't.
guns.
You got to specify.
We are talking about
Cameras,
Film,
not
yeah,
guns.
Cameras, that's right.
Oh, be a little bit more clear about that?
yeah.
We went to
apparently.
we went to shoot up a festival.
It was wonderful.
Fantastic.
The first time
You
doing
should
it.
see these people run.
we brought all our
That
gear.
energy
made
in this
art.
town
We
is
really made art. the energy in this town. They're very fast, but not fast enough.
No one gets away from Darren.
It went by so quickly.
It did go by fast.
Yeah. So we did 2 straight days of filming like 20 bands or something like that. Yeah.
About 18, 16 maybe.
Yeah, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. It was the first big festival that we've done. But we got to do tons of photos, tons of video. We were backstage doing a bunch of stuff, and we got to see 25 Cigarettes live
In person.
in person.
It was great.
It was glorious.
Yeah,
Practice pays off.
Practice pays off. Not much, but in performance, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, we were pretty tight. I mean, we did the rehearse like every day, right? That was every morning. I'd come for coffee, and we'd rehearse the whole set for like 2 weeks straight.
It was magic. It was good.
You guys rocked asses.
We're gonna have some amazing footage, courtesy of Brother C here, coming up soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just getting the rest of the files, and I'll be in the editing mode, and I'll just be pumping those out.
That was
left
the
and
longest
right.
part, is like rendering and transferring and back and
It's a
forth.
nightmare.
It
I deal
goes-
with audio. I'm an engineer, producer, so my files are this small.
Our files are
They
too
come
big
here,
for him.
Brother C. Here's my files.
He can't really
28
handle them.
gigs. It's always a nightmare. I definitely envy you guys for dealing with that.
Yeah. But you guys were awesome. All the bands were awesome, and just room to improve for ourselves as well. Like running back and forth. There was so much to learn, right? In between each
Yeah.
set, like how the angles look good, and
Yeah, for sure.
More.
We'd like to welcome James Black's shirt from Finger 11.
yeah, we found that.
Yeah, he left it in the green room, and it was soaked.
It was so awesome. It was.
So we rubbed
It
it
was
all
soaked
over
the
our
next
bodies.
day.
Yeah.
Like
They
someone dumped it in the river.
they were steaming. Finger 11.
They were on fire. They
Amazing.
were great.
Yeah, they were really amazing to
They
watch.
were really good people too. Like, had some good chats with him. James was amazing. Scott, the singer, I was watching the fireworks. He comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, I really love the sound of fireworks more than like how they look." I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Well, that's a stoner thing to say.
That's a really stoner thing to say. Do you think this is what the beginning of the Earth looked like?
Yeah. I'm gonna write a song about this. Cool. So Cole, what's today's sponsor of the video?
The sponsor?
Every week we have a sponsor. It can be anything and everything.
Anything you want.
Oh yeah, it's These Nuts.
These
No,
nuts.
I already did that
I know, it's the one I just watched.
one. Right on. Acceptable. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, we're sponsored by this little. These nuts? Are
But
these
these
nuts?
are
Those are
African
mul-
nuts.
These
Yeah,
are
African
African
nuts,
nuts. We're
yeah.
sponsored by
African
this
nuts.
little pack of African nuts. Well, no, it's not little. It's actually
quite
quite
big.
big. I would say, for a pack of nuts.
And noisy.
And noisy.
Very
I've
textured.
seen louder,
smooth.
I'll tell you.
All right, so since you guys are our guests, we're going to start this round table with the topics. And Darren Chambo, you are first on the line. So what's your topic of today?
What you got? What you
Well,
got, bro?
First of all, before I start the topic, I just want to say to everybody out there that I'm super excited to be on the show. And the only reason I'm here is to be on the show. The festival was second. This was first. I've known these guys for a long time, and it's magic every time we get together. So we've got some history here, and it's so fantastic. So my topic, what I feel like I should talk about, is, are we, if you believe in evolution, are we de-evolving or are we evolving more?
Oh, that's a good question.
I would say we are adapting.
Yeah,
Which
we're not
is-
evolving.
Which is neither evolving or devolving. We are taking where space can be taken, and when space is taken away, we are, we adapt. We're like water. We fit the container that we are engulfed in, or something.
But isn't that evolution though? Isn't that how everything evolves? Is by its like influences in the environment?
That's right. But generally, I would probably have to, if I had to pick without being a fence sitter, I would say devolving. Our fingers are getting smaller. Our guts are getting bigger. Our brains are getting useless. We're getting feeble.
You think our brains are getting useless?
Pretty much.
How? Why?
Interesting.
Alcohol, drugs, television,
mind-numbing technology,
lack of involvement into the actual world.
social.
But doesn't it
being
take like an
social.
incredible amount of brain power to have created the technology that is numbing our brains?
Yeah, but that's like the 1%. The 1% are maybe evolving, but the 99% are devolving.
Interesting.
It took a long chain of mediocrely smart people working together for millions of hours.
Right.
It wasn't one person that was so smart.
Right. So then wouldn't that kind of say that like us as like in working together as a community and stuff like that, that it would be an evolution of humanity as a whole?
Definitely.
Okay, we agree.
We agree to disagree.
We agree.
No, in some contexts we definitely evolved. We evolved our communication
Yeah.
Technology.
to a point where we can talk to everybody in the world, but we ran out of things to say. It's one of those, we can breathe all the air, but we only need so much. So we have abundances of things we don't need.
Right. Right.
And we have droughts of other things, like just Darren sitting in the corner in the morning doing his meditation.
Yeah.
We have a drought of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, art evolves. Right?
Yeah.
Art is evolving, but the abundance of art is kind of like a catch-22, right? There's so much art in the world that it's hard to find good art, right? Because you have to sift through so much stuff, right?
Yes, totally.
What do you think, Darren? Are we evolving, devolving? Because you came up with the question, so you gotta.
Totally. I see us, through just my eyes. So I see a lot of growth and I see a lot of things that are changing, but then I do see a lot of things that are based out of, hiding and squeezing and getting, tint the windows more and let's not wave at each other anymore. And let's, I'm afraid of my neighbor or my neighbor doesn't talk to me or whatever.
And that has been really amplified over the past 2 years too, with the
Yeah.
lockdowns and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I think so. So I don't know if that's like an evolutionary thing, but I definitely feel a little bit of separation. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know.
No, I think it's pretty prevalent in today's day and age.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to anymore. So
That's right. Yeah.
we can just be on our phones. We can be at our jobs. We can be in our cars. We can be in our apartments. It's not like we have to live with 30 people in a house or have brothers or sisters or kin or family.
Well, not yet, but we had this conversation the other day. Maybe it will be that, right? With the inflation and the prices of everything, we might have to go back into a community setting and live as a community, farming and all that stuff, just to survive if it gets to that point, right?
But I feel like so many people are also yearning for that sense of connection because of the lack of it. So that I think that that maybe the next phase of or era of humanity is us trying to get back to that a little bit more. But it kind of it ebbs and flows, right? We will go really far on one side, like the pendulum, and then maybe it's necessary to go that far so that we know we need to kind of come back to the middle. And maybe it's not so bad a thing that we're all separate because now we know that we don't really like that so much and we need to come back together. Because that is something I hear from everybody. No one's like, oh, I fucking love being so isolated. I'm really enjoying all of this. No one's saying that. Everyone's saying the opposite. And it seems like working towards a solution.
And it's very regional.
Right.
Like you go to 9 Mile down the road to the Hutterite colonies, they're not isolated.
Yeah.
They all live together. They work together. They farm together. You go 9 miles the other way, there might be a guy that never sees anybody. the next house over might be people over. It might be newfies. They have people over every day.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
You know?
Yeah. And I don't think, like, I mean, you and I have talked about this a lot. Like, actually, the COVID period for us was like really social. Like in Victoria, we met a ton of people. I met more people over COVID than I like in that space of time than I had ever really met. I was out more. I was seeing more people, but you know, we'd just gotten there, and it just seemed like people really wanted to hang out, and people really wanted to be creating stuff a lot.
Yeah. That's true too. The reason I got there was because I remember seeing this T-shirt of, you know, man coming from monkey, getting taller, and then getting down into a screen, and then going like this. And our job is screens, and our job is computers, and instead of like getting bigger and stronger and wider, we kind of went, you know, like, that's where my mind went anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also like we're so connected. Like we are so connected.
We are very connected. Yeah.
Next generation of kids, you know, if they feel isolated, like they've got a whole community on the internet that we never had. Like you didn't have friends in your neighborhood, if you were just a loser, that was your place, and you didn't have another community that you could get to.
Right.
And we do now have that availability to us.
Totally.
Yeah, but if you were the loser, would that make you stronger and try more and stuff like that?
Did it? I don't know.
was the
Did
loser.
we
For
see?
me, because
Yeah.
I was the loser.
Yeah, right.
As a
Wait,
kid,
you're a loser too?
I was a loser too.
I was a loser too. I was a loser.
We're just a
too,
bunch of
totally.
losers.
So
Yeah.
like, does it make you strive to do better, to step up your game and do more, you know? Now everyone has a participation award, and now it's just like, it's good enough. You know?
Well,
Right,
I don't know. I went through many years of battling addiction. So
yeah.
I think that there were downsides to that too. And like, sure, eventually it made me stronger, but I also know a lot of people that didn't ever get to this eventually. So me, maybe you, yeah. But I don't think that, you know, not letting people have community, and when people are isolated, like that's the biggest thing that we need love, and we need community. So I don't maybe some people make it out, but lots of people don't, and lots of people are really messed up from stuff like that. I think
There's pressures on both sides. Right? There's pressures to have a persona online. You know, like you can have online bullying. You know, it's a different avenue to do different things.
There's a kind of online bullying that I just became aware of for online video game kids.
Oh.
Like when we were young, we would play Super Mario next to each other. Tabarnak, ça marche pas calice. You fucking throw the remote on the ground. Now what kids are doing, I play against Darren. Darren calls me FR word. I go, okay. I call the SWAT team. And I say, Darren has a gun.
That's terrible.
He's waving it outside the window. And it's a thing now. It's called swatting, and people do it.
Oh yeah, someone got killed.
Yeah.
No.
Oh
It's
yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
It was
There's a whole documentary. So like,
Damn.
that community is creating
Life
all
is
these
not a video
incels
game.
and these
Children.
pedophiles and these.
yeah.
They're all talking to each other now, and
Oh no.
are they going to make America great again?
That doesn't
You know?
sound good. That doesn't.
Or are they going to just
Here
start?
we go.
They're turning all the power against each other, and you know it's this
Yeah.
big.
Maybe 911 needs to be a little bit more of a complicated number.
But it's 911, right?
Yeah.
Get here now. There's a fire.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
That's true. You
and
can't
you
just
show
make it
up,
longer.
and there's somebody waiting to shoot the firefighters.
But you also get charged for calling 911, don't you? If it's not.
Well, they have these.
Where's your phone? Let's find out. I don't know.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
This kid, yeah.
Jared has a gun.
Yeah, Darren has a gun. He just shot up the festival.
Nice. Bring that back around. That works well.
Anyways, moving on. So, what do you guys think? Are we evolving? Are we devolving? Let us know in the comments, and yeah, let's talk about it.
I'm interested in that.
So, Cole, what's your topic of today?
Yeah, I
We're gonna go
wanted.
ladies.
I wanted to know if you guys believe in angels. No, no, I'm just kidding.
Well.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with
You
that.
guys believe in angels?
Do you guys believe in angels, or what's happening here?
Religiously speaking or metaphorically?
No, what I wanted to know is, in your musical careers, is there a place that you can get to, or an award you can win, or something that you can achieve that is like a mark of success, that like I made the dream I was hoping to make? Like, is there a place that would signify that for you?
For myself personally, I don't know.
I know.
I feel like I'm already where I have to be, and this is everything I've ever wanted, to be honest. honest. I'm super content of what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
I don't need the approval of an award. I've won awards for music. I've won 3 years in a row, Best Blues Band, London, Ontario. I know. I'm just happy making music with Fred, and it's great. I don't know. We got the studio. We got this nice space. We do this little show. Just need to make a bit more cash. That's about it.
Yeah.
And I guess getting to the next level of touring and stuff like that will probably help us reach those next goals, I guess.
So there's not like a spot where you're like, okay, I'm done. I did what I meant to do, kind of thing. Like you're just like always working. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I'll just constantly do that till I die. Really, doesn't matter at what extent. Like it's just something I need to do. It's like breathing. It's just like, even if I go back home and I'm still 3,500 kilometers away, I'll still send tracks to Fred. Like, hey,
Coast to coast.
Work on the next record, and hopefully we'll be moving here to Alberta. But you
Keep,
never know with this
keep
government.
writing. Yeah.
Well, for me, personally speaking,
And we're back.
Well,
we're back. CIJ7, The Rock.
I don't think it's a milestone or a post or an award. For me, it would be if I could 100% rely on music to pay all of my bills.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where the fun's.
That would mean success,
Yeah.
but that would not mean I stop.
Yeah.
That would just mean, okay, now I can fully transition into this mode of living. I can get a cube van. I can sell my skid steer. I can get Warner Brothers to sign us. I know music is. I was talking about this with Darren yesterday. If I was a carpenter, if music was like other businesses, we would be competing to build shit for $0. There is nothing harder than trying to sell art. You are competing against people that do it for free. So the nature of that makes it extremely difficult, but it's cool because I'm a stubborn bastard. So to me, to answer the question, it would be all my bills are covered by what I can create, the touring, the playing, the gigging, blah, 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 blah. That's, for me, that would be success, but it would not mean that I would stop.
Yeah. Right.
Because ultimately, what else is there?
Right. What do you think is what is the difference? Why do some people? Because some people work hard and don't make it to that. And what is the difference? Why does it happen for some and not others?
Persistence,
being in the right place at the right time, knowing certain people.
Yeah.
You just have that right conversation with that right person, and then, we need a band to do this 6-month tour with us, and we're paying $5,000 a show. Oh, sick. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to persistence. Just keep doing it. You plan. What did we do last show? We planned, we practiced, we execute. You gotta. It's a business. It's you gotta think 6 months, 1 year, 2 weeks, 2 years. What are we doing? What are we ordering? Well, how's our merch? Like, it needs to be a business for it to succeed, and it takes a lot of planning, takes a lot of work.
It's a ton of work.
Takes a shitload of money.
So much work. For so little reward.
You're
Lots of
doing all
investment.
you're doing all your if you're looking at it financially, it's there's a ton of work and it's not a ton of money.
Come from here.
If it's a
gotta come from
passion
the heart,
thing
right?
too,
Yeah.
It has to come. It's a balance. It has to be heart, but it also has to be mind. You got to say, I love it, but also if I want it to pay my bills, I need to get these necklaces made.
Yeah. Right.
And then 6 months later, get them. But what are our costs? Where can we make extra money?
Yeah.
If it's gonna support, because ideally, once you can transition to just living off music, then you can focus and evolve in just that realm.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
if I'm thinking, shit, I gotta get sand tomorrow. I got this pad I gotta build. I'm thinking plate tampers, grading. That's using up some of my CPU, like computer brain power.
For sure.
And I'm not, by default, it's impossible to give 100% to music.
Yeah.
So until I reach that level, I'm not at 100%.
Yeah. Right.
So until you get to that 100%, that's when I think we can really achieve our true potential.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Which is a scary thing to think that we can have jobs and make this kind of stuff.
right.
What's going to be once we're in that 100% level?
Bubble. Yeah. And for our viewers that don't know, Darren and Nicole play in a wicked band called Tea with Mara.
Tea with
See
Mara.
with Mara.
Teabag
And
with Mara.
it's definitely a
Teabagging
cool
Mara.
Teabagging Mara. Tea with
Nice.
Mara.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's after hours. That's their
Teabagging
OnlyFans.
Mara.
That's the burlesque.
Yeah, we opened an OnlyFans
It's
as
called
well.
Teabagging Mara.
Pay the bills.
To pay the bills.
Should we open
Anyways,
OnlyFans?
so what do you guys think? What's your goals and
You go first.
You want me to go
ambitions?
first?
Yeah, well, you go first.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to go a little bit deep here because I know you guys. So
Take off your pants.
when
I wanna
Here
show
comes
you
the
this.
teabag. Is this normal? Should I see a doctor?
This is normal.
Sorry, Derek.
no, it's
this
fine.
weird?
It's fine. Yeah, the idea of the song, the idea of that song that you are trying, the endless pursuit of that song that you want to write, that you go, that is everything I am, and with, when Randy passed away, the last thing I told him was that I'm going to write that #1 hit song. That's what I said to him over the phone, right? Well, his heart is stopping. And I am going to chase that for as long as I can. And until I feel that, and I know that I wrote that song, and I don't know what it's going to be like after that, but I'm not going to stop until I do that, And that's where my mind goes when I'm writing a song. I'm like, is this it? Is that the one? Is that the storm or is that the freaking stew cooking or what his stuff was like? That's where I go when I hear that question.
Well, you definitely got a couple good songs in the works right now. Like the Storm touches me in a way. It's fantastic.
Thank
Wait till you guys hear this stuff, man.
Oh,
It's nuts.
well, and handing it off to you and having you put your magic on it is something so different.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah.
Whoa, we're doing this at home, and we're like, oh, is that checking the mic here, checking this here? Is that good? Is that good? And then pass it off to you, and then
Yeah.
like fireworks.
And I love I just like all of this is like such a big discovery, right? Like I'm really new to making music, but I always wanted to, but just had a lot of like mental barriers to it. But I've seen a lot of artists be like, like have a real tight grip on like what the idea of their song is, and I'm really glad that I don't feel that so much about songs. Like I like that like we're giving it to you, and we're also like do stuff with it. Like I like to see it change and grow into something that I didn't like consider. And what I'm finding is that like where I couldn't figure out like when you have this sense, you're like, I want this just to be a little bit more, but I don't even have the language to say what more I want out of it. It's just I haven't got it. And then you did it, on the song. Like, and I was like, oh, okay. This is what we need more collaboration. Right. And like creativity on it more than what we can just do alone.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot there too. Collaboration is the key, I think.
I think so.
Getting to a new place.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a part of the answer too.
You can go fast by yourself, but you can go far with other people.
Yeah.
I
I
like
never
that.
say no to nothing. If we're in the studio and Fred comes in and says, hey, we should put something here. I'm like, okay,
Try it.
just try it.
See if it works.
There's a
If it
joke
works, it
somewhere
works.
there.
Sometimes
Right? There's like you heard that? If Fred comes to the studio and says, "Hey, can we put that there?"
I heard it.
Okay.
I was like,
So
There's
I
a
should
picture of
mention something.
there's going to be a box here.
I never say no.
I just never say no.
And
I'm a trisexual. I'll try anything once.
is there a mark that's like this would be a milestone for you? Or?
I think I think before the milestone for me was literally just writing the song.
Right.
And now like I'm past that, so now I'm like, okay, like I'm sort of in this other zone completely. So not for me really. Yeah, I heard this explanation of like, everyone is trying to like build their masterpiece in their life, right? And what a masterpiece is just that you say what you mean. Like you're able to figure out the medium of art or the words. It can be the song, it can be, the paint, whatever it is, but you correctly say what you meant to say. And it might take a lifetime of learning the skill to do that.
Absolutely. And you can probably go a whole lifetime without even saying it.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've written over 130 songs, and I have them all in the book.
That's right.
And
really?
it's just
Wow.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
Do you have like a song or maybe many where you're like, this is exactly what I meant. This is exactly what I meant. And it's delivered exactly how I think it needs to be delivered.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few for sure.
Or is it an endless
Just one.
pursuit?
It's always an endless pursuit,
Right?
though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because you still got to stay motivated. You still have
Because,
to
I
like.
don't know. To me, on like sometimes I'll songwrite, I'll write a story, or sometimes then I'll be in the shoes, like I don't know. It's so weird. Art is so weird.
It is
I don't know.
weird.
It is.
It is weird, but
Yeah.
we're so driven
Keep
by
doing it.
Like some of
Keep
the new
doing it,
stuff is
right?
just like bang on, like Jealous of the Dead, or like World War Peace, or like it's like the idea's there, and it's just like bang, money.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a very universal concept. I find it's really good. I don't know,
Yeah.
but like I'm biased to my own bullshit too, right? So it's just like
Well, you guys are sharp right now. Like you're honing your skills, and you can hear it.
This next record is gonna be special. I think. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
we did 2 years of, we meet up again, we write an album. We spend an entire winter back and forth writing an album.
Over the
Dennis comes over
web.
for a week.
Yeah.
At Christmas, we write an EP. He moves here, and then the last one was like we have probably 10 songs that we jam, we play, okay, this riff's good, this riff's good, put it together. There's a song. We have, I don't know, a bunch that we're like, yeah. Now it's like, like we keep trying to make it better, more concise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's trying to make the playing simpler.
Yeah.
But like when we played our new stuff with the big speakers,
Yeah.
it was like,
it hit hard.
Yeah.
Because
And you were dialed right in,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and you could hear it, you could see it. It was everything. Like it, yeah.
but that was intentional.
Yeah.
Like when I heard his riffs, because of a certain amount of experience, I was like, okay, I don't need to overplay. I can just basic the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And when we get to that stage, okay, it's gonna boom. It's gonna be boom, boom, boom. I don't need a fill every time, because boom, 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 pause.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I was having that conversation too with Brandon from Us.
yeah.
I said, like, at the beginning of the year, like, for myself, guitar, because guitar is so weird, right? Because you have solos, and and like, is the solo the ego and stuff like that, right? So it's just like, at the beginning of the year, I really tried to do as little as possible as I could on guitar. How can I write a song and like do as little as possible?
Oh, right.
Yeah, just like World War Peace is like,
And then it also makes it more of a song and less of a guitar song. It's like now it's a song, and as opposed to an acoustic song where it's half of the song is the acoustic part and then the singing, or it's all guitar. This is the more space you leave, the more it becomes.
And you're
it's not
still
about the note you play; it's about the note you don't play.
and you're still
I've heard
challenging.
that. Yeah,
you're
yeah,
challenging
yeah.
yourself.
The
too,
bass player
right?
from Us told me the same thing. He's like, I like how you're underplaying. You're not putting fills everywhere. It leaves room for the woo, And it's,
Yeah.
your music has that too. I stripped it down. Kick drum, snare. That's it.
Yeah.
Boom, just the push and the pull, and you guys fill it up nicely. So it's
Yeah.
basics work.
Cole's got some
Yeah.
bad news for you.
Oh, yeah, this is not the time.
This is not the
No drums
Next
on the
topic.
verse.
Next topic.
I gotta take the drums out of the verse. Sorry, it's not you.
Just leave
it's
the
me.
kick.
It is. It's
Just
me.
leave the kick.
That's what I said. I said leave the kick. But anyways, that's a topic for later.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
We can shoot the shit.
That's what we think about music and art and all that bullshit. So it's a constant struggle. It's a constant. Well, it's not a struggle. It's a constant blessing.
The struggle
it
can be
changes
real.
you as you
Yeah,
do it.
for
You know?
sure,
It's
for sure.
like it's such a practice, right?
We could talk about this for hours, but
Yeah.
anyways, we got
Hours.
time to move on. Freddie Mayville, what is
Time
your
to
topic?
move. Well, my topic is going to be double-sided.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
So it's going to touch two things.
Uh-oh.
We're going to talk about
You and you.
Yeah, we're gonna touch two things right now,
two things.
and it's double-ended.
So I'm not on Twitter, but Jordan Peterson got suspended from Twitter for making a comment about Ellen Page. And what I want to know is his comment was based on the idea that pride is a sin, and we used to know that. And should we be able to say things that offend others? Is free speech important? Is pride important? Is it a sin? And should we be able to offend each other?
Would you like to go first?
Would you like to go first?
I will go first because, first of all, I'm not on Twitter, and second of all, I'm not sure who those people are. But when it comes to is pride a sin?
Is pride a sin?
Who gives a shit about sins?
I'm not sure about sins either. Like, yeah.
Whose eyes?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know if pride. Yeah. What's a sin? I guess is like
I
that's.
think
sin
isn't
is-
skinning a goat a sin as well?
Something that might get you,
Masturbation.
Oh.
something that might get
Someone
you
should have told
Yeah, yeah.
me that.
not in trouble with the God, but something that might hurt you or others.
What would be? What's the basis of the question? Is like.
Well, let's say I am very proud of anything. Pick something,
Yeah.
and I'll be proud of it, and I can make a scenario.
Okay. You're proud of the art on your wall that you drew.
Okay, so if I'm proud of my art,
Yeah.
that means that I think it's better than yours. And if I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
better than yours, then I'm better
Better
than
than
yours because
me.
my art is better.
Okay.
That's
And if
your
I'm
definition
proud-
of that.
If
Or
I'm
it's-
proud of it, that
Right.
means that if you say anything that demeans it, it's going to get me angry because I'm proud.
Right.
That's just your idea of pride.
Well, what's your idea of pride?
Well, no, I'm just asking. I'm trying to clarify. So, is that the definition of pride, or is that your definition?
Pride. Like pride as we generally understand it.
I don't generally understand it that way.
How do you understand pride?
Pride, certainly not that you would like be getting angry if anyone talks to you about something, but yeah, creating a piece of art and having a sense of accomplishment
Yeah.
about it would be pride to me.
So pride is not a sin.
I don't. What does the sin part have anything to do with it? Because I'm not Catholic.
It's not even about religion. It's about if you are very prideful, it makes you a shitty person because you will do things to protect your pride. If
Okay.
you're ultimately super proud of anything, the Oilers, then every Calgary's fan is a piece of junk because you're proud. If you're proud of your lawn and somebody walks on it, you get angry at them because you're like, oh, I'm too proud. You know, if you're too proud of your kids, you're like, they can't do anything bad because you're blinded by pride. In that sense, is it a sin?
Well, it sounds like you have a really big storytelling thing around pride that isn't necessarily what pride means.
So what does pride mean?
Like I said, like a sense of accomplishment or loving what you do would be pride in my eyes. That's how I see it.
So it's not a sin.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That's the
If
question.
you do something that you're proud of, then that's pride, right?
So
Are
you
you proud
can
of
you
your
have too
record?
much of it or?
Well, I guess like if you're rubbing it in people's face, maybe if you're making other people uncomfortable about it, like
That's
so
the
if
question.
you enter a room and no one's like even talking about like your music and be like, "Hey, you see our records? It's awesome," you know. Then
Yeah.
it's kind of like just got to let it happen. You know, if someone comes and says, "Hey, good job on your record," you'd be like, "Yeah, man, I'm proud of that record. You know, we did a really good job on that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No.
it's all about the delivery. I think.
I don't know if it's not
Yeah.
a sin though. A sin is also a whole other. It's got a whole other explanation. It's a religious thing. It's a religious idea.
theological.
Can someone
Yeah.
be too proud?
So there's no sin that exists outside of religion?
I don't think so. Not by definition. I think sin is a religious definition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Isn't
there's I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Is
sin.
killing a baby a sin or killing if I killed Darren, is that a sin?
I think a sin is because if you look in,
Sorry, we got some off camera action
that
there.
might be a
Hammer
baby
action.
we need to. No, just kidding.
It's an interesting question because sin is a 3-letter word, but it's
Well, a sin in the Bible would, so one of the sins in the Bible is murder. So yes, killing a child would be a sin by the definition that sins are made in, which is the Bible.
okay.
I think.
which is a man-made story, right?
Yeah.
Everything's man-made,
Exactly.
but it's doesn't mean it's not true, right? Because the Bible, the Bibles, all Bibles. by the way.
Are you meaning to ask, is it wrong? Because if you're asking that, that's a different thing. But it's just like a sin is a religious idea.
Well, I'm
is it
asking
wrong is a different
generally,
thing.
is pride a sin? Is being too proud good or bad? Is pride a sin?
Pride by definition is a sin in the Bible. Is it right or wrong? Is it good or bad? Is a different question entirely.
So did the Bible have it right when they called pride a sin?
Right.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of lots of things. I don't think it's I wouldn't call it bad. I think you can, like most things, if you have too much of it, it's probably bad. If I eat way too many peanuts, it's probably bad for me. But
Especially if you're allergic.
especially if you're allergic. PSA
Darren-
right now. Yeah.
Darren, no opinion?
Being too proud. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess you could be too proud.
I mean, if
but Yeah, no, it's okay. But again, like, I guess that would come into judging others as well. So I don't know.
That comes into free speech. Like if you're proud and you're in, like, you know, if we're showing our advertisement for our new record or something, and someone's butthurt about it or something, and you're like, well, that's freedom of speech, bud. Like, you know, like move on.
Right.
Like I've had haters comment on our stuff before.
Yeah.
Like I posted on all those forums and stuff like that, and like,
Yeah.
oh, 25 cigarettes. They better be a good band because their band name sucks and stuff. I'm just like, oh, whatever, man. Like, you know.
Right.
Because
Oh, that's lame.
the idea of pride it cuts across. It's not just a Catholic idea. Like it's across the globe. The idea that check your pride. Maybe don't have too much. You know, try to live. You know, instead of
Humble.
be it's
Yeah.
it's just an interesting thing that I've been thinking
That
about.
comes with age too, being humble. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think when I see stuff like you know, one country getting aggressive with another country, or you know, one person getting aggressive with another person, and it's based on, you know, this is where I'm from and this is where you're from, it's a little bit weird.
That's
it's a
pride
little bit
fighting.
dangerous. It's definitely dangerous.
It's like you burn a flag that's just a piece of cloth that has colors on it, and then somebody proud will be offended. In that case, their pride is
totally.
It's making, you know, pride is a fucked up thing.
It can be dangerous for sure.
I think a lot of things are labeled as pride that are not pride.
Maybe.
Like I think that a lot of things like insecurity or just outright aggression is called pride, and it's not really. It's just someone being an asshole, but they're labeling it that.
It can come from pride.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Is pride a sin?
Is sin proud?
Is sin proud?
Are you proud of your sins?
Are you proud of your sins? You let us know. What have you done lately? Well, I guess it's come to me in the final topic.
It's your turn.
It's come to you.
Turn.
It's your turn.
It's come to me, not on me.
Wait, before you start though, is Rob gonna do his sequence?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Rob,
we miss you, buddy. I loved your
check in with Rob.
What was it called again?
And
Songs
we're
of
back.
Torment.
Oh yes,
Songs
yes.
of Torment.
That's the bass player for you guys. That he's just not here, and we were just with him all weekend, and he's
He's
super
got a
awesome.
bad knee, a bum ear, but he's a good guy.
And we're not sure how old
We're
he is.
not sure how old he is.
It's the question of the weekend.
Everything is 15%.
Okay, sorry.
when he orders.
Anyway,
we
go
just
ahead.
did a festival this weekend. It was fantastic. And we were talking about, you know, Finger 11 came in with their crew and it looked all good and stuff like that. So it got me thinking, I'm like, man, what if we did our own independent festival that's traveling, where we have 3 bands and Brother C follow along?
Wow.
Do you think that could work? And like we go into these small towns, we would have to have like a stage set up and stuff, and we just pull in, boom, done, and we play and we sell tickets, and like, you know, I don't. What do you guys think of this topic? Would that be something of interest?
Do you want me?
Go first.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
I think all of that stuff is possible now with the social. If you can work your social media really well and you've got a tight sound and you have really good footage, you can do. The world is your oyster.
I think so, right? So, like if we had like 2 of our other really good band friends come with us. And we toured from Alberta to BC and back, in all these little small town areas. Like we could probably do some damage in this West End. You know?
Totally.
Yep. I think it would be really neat to at least try something like that, you know. And I think the people kind of speak for themselves if they enjoy it or if they like it, if they come. And if you don't know until you try, is the other thing. That's the
Logistically, how would we get around?
Well, that's where I start. Like when you ask a question like that. For me,
I know. I knew your brain was turning a mile a minute there.
I go, how much does it cost? What can we make?
Yeah.
Because it's essentially what you're proposing is a carnival of music.
Oh my God.
And it's
I love it.
And it's like anything else. It's you know, is it possible? Yes.
Yeah.
But can we start?
The question is, how much is it going to cost?
Right.
Because I would do what I would do. I hear that and I go, okay, what you do is you call municipalities, you present it as a carnival of music. You have your act together, you have your bands, you have your stage, and you have your price. And you say, this is how much it costs for us to come to your town. basic, and like using the carnival carny method is you have your basic price that covers your bare costs, and then your extras are your merch and then your tickets that you can sell.
Or do you even want to do it more gypsy like that and just like say, okay, do you have a piece of property we can go to, and you have a tent, you set it up, and boom, and then you just like announce it to the city, here we are, come out.
I'm always for
what
more
happens.
gypsy. I think that's like
It's tough. It's I would say
And you make it communal, and then you split profits as we go.
I would say back in the day would have been easy, but now with insurance and all the bullshit you have to do, we just did
Right.
the River Rats, and I was on the committee that organizes it,
Yeah.
and you can't do anything without insurance now,
Right.
without a medium amount of planning and phone calls and permits, and so it would be a lot of upfront work, but I think it's an idea that the Carnaval de Musique.
I love
Carnaval de musique.
That's what I would call it, the traveling carnival of music,
And we'll
Alberta.
just be like joining the circus, man. You know, let's just go.
Well, that's the business model. You travel, you try to make it as affordable as possible to live on the road, but you have to cover those costs at every point.
3 bands and a film crew.
And I think what I do is I would say you play the weekends, the week you travel, and then you produce content when you're after your transit from town to town. Okay, we get to a town, one band, we shoot a music video while we wait for the actual carnival.
What you could do is you show up to a town and you approach these little small communities and be like, hey, we're pulling into town. We have a film crew. You know, we're a Carnaval de musique. We're going to be playing this weekend. Can we promote your town? Can we do something for you to, you know, really like show the world your town? And then we talk to the locals and we can like get to know this town. You can even make a reality show of it. You just go to all these small towns.
Yeah. Could
But I
we
mean-
could we also feature some local musicians? Could we
Exactly.
maybe have 2 opening acts or something that are like local bands?
Yeah, absolutely.
But that would be just planning, a lot of calling ahead, because you need, weeks and months because, you call a town, you say, hey, can we do something? And then they'll say, great idea. We're meeting in 2 months.
Yeah,
We
right.
can't make any decisions. We're handcuffed to this bureaucracy, which is
Winter
slow,
project.
slow but
Yeah.
stable.
Yeah,
winter
yeah.
project. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. You take a couple of months to plan it out.
Absolutely.
You figure out your numbers.
Will
you,
I do that? Yes, for sure. I would be 100% into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would take a lot of I mean, like you'd have to sort of brand it and then start promoting, or then start asking and then promoting kind of from there.
Yeah, you'd have to have a package to present
Package.
Yeah.
with the artists that are going to be going
Yeah.
and what we provide. And like, we were coming, we're going to showcase your local acts too. And
Yeah, totally.
If
and
you
if we're
build
doing
it, they will come.
if you if
Or you
they've
will
already
lose-
built it, we have to come.
yeah.
who's coming?
Or you will lose all your money. Yeah.
Everyone's gonna come. Everyone's going to come.
Don't worry
This
about
we
that.
guarantee.
Is that a sin?
Because it would be doable.
There's a traveling pirate ship that goes around from city to city, and it's a theater on the ocean.
All over the world.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So if they can do that on the water, you could do that on the land.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like hit up all the Okanagan.
It would be
and
sweet.
oh yeah, and all the way to Victoria Island and back.
Call it the Cirque de Musique. Because you just rip off Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and it's
and
not
maybe
like it's a
some-
new
and
idea.
then instead of a sun, it's a moon.
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
And it's the stage, and it's
Yeah, we just have to
Yeah.
get a tent. Just got to get a tent.
The
And it doesn't have
romanticism.
to be alcohol based. It doesn't have to be, it's celebrating the arts,
Family-oriented.
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
booze sells. That's the
But
problem.
you
It's-
talk. So if you want to do that,
BYOB.
you talk to the Rotary. You talk to these communities in town and say, hey, we're coming through. Do you want to sell the booze for charity?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't really want to have to deal with liquor license and all.
Well, we couldn't. Our plate would be full.
absolutely.
Just traveling, setting up, playing. That would be our plate. All the pre-planning would have to be done months in advance. Deposits paid because you would essentially book,
The hotels would love
get
it.
your 30% deposit. That funds your operation, and then as you go along, you can collect those checks and sell your merch, and then.
Like we would have
Because
to
a
get-
reality show would be the ultimate, because then they would pitch in to help pay for the production of it.
You can
Oh.
talk to tourism.
Or you make
Canada,
the show yourself and then you
Yep.
sell
You
it.
can be like, this is what we're doing.
There's probably grants if you're featuring local
Oh.
music in small towns and stuff like that. Like that's something that I think the arts will invest in. But it's like, do we know how to write grants and like do those kind of things?
And that comes back to planning. We would need like I could see the steps. Start a non-for-profit. Do the, and then when you get your setup, it's essentially a business, a non-for-profit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It would be amazing though. That is the dream.
That is a dream.
Yeah.
And cool just to do something together in a more substantial way.
Of course it would.
Yeah.
Of course it would.
Yeah.
And we have all these skills. Like between the four of us at this table, we have an incredible amount of equipment and skills and like
passion,
what
drive.
Okay, one
Yep.
more.
But
Good
more
sense of humor.
importantly,
Good sense of humor.
we have
Don't laugh as
complementary
much
skills.
as
Yeah.
until they
You know?
come here.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Everyone
don't
has
all
a-
have the same skills. We have different
Yeah.
fortitudes, correctness,
Yeah.
Totally.
compositions, apertures.
24 frames per
24
second.
frames per second. Yeah.
44.1 kilohertz.
And money.
Flex time.
Yeah. So there's got to be a way to use all this stuff.
There's got to be,
You know?
right? Why are we all here?
Why
How
are-
did I get here?
Where am I?
Well, like
Are we
anything
allowed to
else,
swear on
you
this?
start small, you do it once, and you learn from what you do, and then you do it again the next year. It's a season, right?
Maybe we just do a five show stint. Just like get a tent and go.
What do you
Yeah.
think, folks? Can we do this or can we not do this? Are we crazy or are we not crazy? Leave a comment and let us know.
Are we nuts or are we
You're all hopped up
crazy?
on Coca-Cola again.
I like that though. Carnaval de Musique 2023,
Yeah.
Western Canada and British Columbia.
Coast to coast, we have a friend in Halifax
Yeah.
who's just waiting for us to show up.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you show them this video when it's out, and you.
He'll
But we
see
need
it.
we
Yeah,
need another plot twist. What's the
Oh.
premise?
We
Three
were dead the
monkey.
whole time.
We have a
No.
monkey.
3 bands, 5,000 kilometers, 21 shows,
Yeah.
Chase
Three
a-
fist fights.
Chase a
3
tornado.
fist fights,
Chase a tornado.
chasing tornadoes, avalanches,
We can't go in the States.
cows,
Sleeping in the dirt.
sleeping in the dirt.
I love
hate
it.
this thing.
I will try my hardest.
So
I
so
can
it's something
tell
to
you
think
that.
about. Let's brainstorm on that
Okay.
and see what we can do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm down for that for sure.
2023, big news coming up.
We need a bus.
We need,
We need a
Oh, yeah.
bus.
Anybody got
Yeah.
a bus?
We need maybe another trailer like yours full of bunk beds.
Or a bus.
What band is retiring that has an amazing bus that needs good hands and good care? You don't want to see it just go into the dirt and disappear. You want to see it go on the road and get better, right? So
go.
pass it over to here, to us,
To
yeah.
here. To here.
to here,
To here, right here.
yeah, right to the heart.
Right to the heart.
Or we fly in everywhere, but then it's a whole other
No
set of
fly. You
tits.
got to bring your tent. You got to, it's got to
Yeah.
be like a Cirque de Musique.
Yeah.
Cirque de Musique.
Yeah.
You show up to town, you set up the tent, you get a cotton candy machine, and let's go.
I know, like
Yeah.
when boat owners sell their boats,
Yeah.
they want to pass it on to someone that's going to look after it. So
Do you
there's
think bus
gotta-
owners might be the same?
I hope so.
Tour bus owners, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like my beautiful RV that went across the country. I don't use it anymore, but I want someone to have it that's going to do something awesome with it,
Yeah.
right?
So if that's you,
if that's you,
you contact us.
yeah.
And on that note, we are running out of time. And I just want to thank you guys for being on this show today. That's
Oh.
Thank you
fantastic.
for having
so
us.
fun.
It's so fun. It's always a pleasure when you guys are in town. And it was way too long
In
since
person.
Hexahedron.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
yeah.
amazing. It's amazing for us coming out here and doing all this stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
it's our favorite time of year now.
It is.
yeah, for sure. And on that note, thanks for shooting the shit with us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.